Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So, I am more awake now, so we can actually discuss some things. First and foremost, of course, is my sleeping lion is now level 35. So that's always good. I thought I'd take it into Union Cross and try it out there for a little bit. Oh yes, I'm actually glad I'm here because there's something about this level I actually wanted to mention. Is that, hey, cool shenanigan. But yeah, something about this level I wanted to mention is that, oh, I saw another one. No, first I should mention, I also like how I have 18 special gauge. So now my sleeping lion is an officially adult. No one can say anything about that. But yeah, so about this level, I swear some of these suckers are like invisible when they show up. Because, it's happened, there was two separate occasions just last match where when the boss had showed up, I was running, and then next thing I know, I immediately trigger a boss fight, or not a boss fight, but you know, little mob fight. And the thing about that is, it didn't even show like the little heartless appear, you know, like how they just, even when they're invisible, they like just pop into existence. It didn't show that. It was just 1 second I'm running and the next second I'm caught. And then the time after that, I actually did see the cloud. So I don't know. I don't know if it was, I don't know if I just wasn't paying close enough attention, or if there was a little glitch or what, but it seems like it's not, you know, a straight path to the boss, even though there's nothing there. So keep that in mind. Also, I was, and still currently am, watching one of Eternia's old videos, and she did something that reminded me of what I did, and this quote-unquote tip that I gave. So I thought I should probably go ahead and correct that, because I don't remember if I was specific enough with it, but I believe I'd said something to the effect that if you're in one of those missions where you need to get to the target in an X amount of time, and if you run into anything, you might as well just go ahead and start over, because chances are you're not going to make it. If I did say that, I should also add, don't do that. There's very few times where you'd actually want to do that, because here's how you should do it. Because even I will mess up occasionally. It depends on the mood I'm in, and more importantly, if I'm focused. But the smart thing to do would be, if you're in a mission like that, is even if you run into an enemy you're not supposed to, provided you can kill it and keep going. Because by doing that, you'll be able to eventually find your way to the target. And then once you do that, then start over and then try to avoid, you know, what you ran into the previous round. Because if you do what I said the first time, if I didn't correct myself, I don't remember. But let's just say I told you if you run into the enemy, you might as well start over. Don't do that first. Try to get the lay of the land first, where the enemies are first. Then get to the target. And of course, by then, chances are you'll be too late. So when you come in the next time, when you run into an enemy, then start over. I just want to go and add that in case I didn't say it back then. I honestly don't know. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was the Kingdom Hearts community, which I'm kind of disappointed in. Bittersweet. It's not the worst, but they could do better. For example, yes, hey Nexus. For example, I was in the stream the other day, and there were some people just saying like a lot of random stuff. Some of it was completely random. Some of it wasn't helpful at all. Some of it wasn't even related to what was going on, because people don't pay attention. Trust me, I know. And I said all that to say how, when was it? I don't know the exact date, but most of you should know what I'm talking about. When they gave us like, I think it was 20k jewels, or it was a lot, however many it was. When they gave us all those jewels, people were complaining for the longest time until that happened. I even made a little Twitter post about it, and I got one comment that said something to the effect that they'll be satisfied. Well, let me say what I said first. I essentially said something like, I hope now everyone will stop complaining about how we don't get anything from them. And then I was like, well, nah, chances are that's not going to happen, is it? And then someone commented how they'll be satisfied for like a week and then they'll start complaining again. And that was more or less true, because the comments in the stream makes you think that that never happened. It's like they already forgot. And what's worse is that even though we're constantly getting stuff, people have not learned their lesson. Apparently, they never played this little game called White Knight Chronicles. It was a great RPG game. Well, JRPG, I think is the proper term for it. But I liked it. I liked that game a lot. And excuse me if I got KO'd there. I really wasn't paying attention. I don't think I was. Anyway, White Knight Chronicles was pretty good. The second one was even better. And the thing about that is the community there, the American, global, whatever community was complaining how the Japanese version, you're going to see a pattern here, was getting more than the North American version. And it got so bad, it got really bad, because there was some like DLC or content or whatever in the disc that even we Americans had, but we could not access it. We never got like the DLC to access that content, so people started like hacking their disc and their data to unlock some of that content. They were getting like overpowered armor. Their stats were impossibly high, so they'll never get KO'd. They could kill bosses in like a single combo, that kind of thing. And I admit that made the game kind of boring, but worse, it made the game unfair, because they had things we couldn't get unless we hacked. And the Japanese, I guess, did not take too kindly to that, because and forgive me if I'm wrong, I swear I'm not racist, it's just I honestly don't know. Japanese, Chinese, Asian, them, what they did was they shut down the American servers for essentially no reason. Like, you could argue it might have been because of the hacking, but they were hacking because they didn't give us the content. But they were, our side, not me, but my side was doing a lot of complaining about that. And they eventually, again, I'm assuming it's because of all the complaining and the hacking and the fact that America owes like everyone money, that they decided to shut down the American servers. As far as I know, the Japanese servers are still up. If you go and Google, why did White Knight Chronicles 2 servers get shut down, I can guarantee you will find some forums that will try to come up with a topic for it, but the answer that will be most commonly brought up is there was no reason. We weren't even officially stated why the servers were shut down, as far as I know, because I looked and I never found one, but it never says anything like, oh, the servers were shut down because everybody was hacking the disk and blah, blah, blah. It never said that. It didn't say anything. It was just, the servers are up, they're going down within a week. Now you know. And that's essentially what happened. And sure enough, when that week was up, the servers got shut down. So I say all that to say, I'm guessing the people in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross global version never played White Knight Chronicles 2, because if they did, A, they would know to, well, I'm not going to say, but you can guess, not complain. Actually, let me go and touch on that too. I believe, let me go find this Martial Monkey first. There is a difference between complaining and doing what they did. There's a much more vulgar and appropriate word for what they did, but I'll let you use your imagination for what that word is. But when you complain about something, you complain to get results. You don't complain just to vent. Like, say, for example, the Japanese version is getting better stuff than us, especially jewel-wise. That's a legitimate complaint. Now, doing what they did, be like, global version doesn't get anything at all. Oh, what's that? The Coliseum is broken? Okay, give us 100k jewels, 250 Mickey and B's, you know, just stupid, ignorant stuff like that. And I remember this one post, I honestly don't know who it was from. I wish I could, because I'd definitely do a shout out for you. But they said something along the lines of how, something like, it's no surprise we don't get anything, because when we do get stuff, we don't appreciate it or we complain about it. And he's right, they do. So it really is no surprise that when they, make those insane requests, and then we do get stuff like the anniversary rewards and things like that, or the Twitter and retweets rewards and all that stuff, no one says anything. It's like, oh, thanks, that was really sweet. And then like a week later, we want more. It's just, man, this community. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you all. Some of you care, some of you don't. Some of you agree, some of you disagree. I don't see how you can disagree because it is the truth. But I'm not one of those people. Like, I will complain, but I won't do what they did. Usually when I complain, I try to make a point to my complaints. Kind of like when I said, if you disagree with me, that's fine. But don't just say, I disagree because you don't know what you're talking about. I disagree because you're stupid. You need to give me a legitimate reason why you disagree. Otherwise, you're just whistling in the wind. I don't understand a thing you're saying if you don't give me a valid reason why you disagree. So, for example, if I said something like, the Sleeping Lion is the best Keyblade in the game because etc., and then you say, no, it's not. It's actually the Fenrir because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. So that means if I had the proper power medals for the Fenrir versus having the proper power medals for the Sleeping Lion, the Fenrir would be straight up better just because of how much damage it can do. But then my argument for that would be, well, isn't a lot of the enemies in this game seem to be like, what's the word I'm looking for here? I gotta remember the pattern. Hold on, it's right down here. Wind. There's a lot, or speed. Sorry, I keep saying wind because it's like in my mind, red, fire, green, wind, blue, water. But yeah, isn't a lot of the enemies in this game green or speed? So how would Fenrir have an advantage over that when it's going to be doing less damage than normal? Or like here, it'll be a power type and it'll just be doing standard damage. So that would be kind of my argument for that, and then we can just go back and forth like that. But just to disagree just because you don't like what I say, even though it's the truth, I don't hear you. Just bells and whistles. But getting back on track here, yeah, it's a shame the community is that toxic. They don't appreciate anything. As a matter of fact, on that note, we actually are getting around 6K jewels before the month is out. And if we can get the retweet goal achieved, I think we're going to get either 3K or more. I honestly don't remember the number. I saw one of the Twitter people mention is 3K, but I don't remember what it is. My point remains the same, though. We're getting rewards before the end of this month. By next week, everyone will have forgotten about it. Except for, some of the more mellow and, dare I say, intelligent people like Eternia, Nexus, myself. I know, I am intelligent. I'm derpy as all get out, but again, I'm not stupid. But I think I'll do one more, then I'll end this video. It's getting a bit long. I was going to talk about this stuff this morning, but considering the fact I had just gotten the Sleeping Lion to level 35, or got it to glow, I didn't want to I didn't want that video to be the more poisonous one. So I decided to make it this. But to get off of that topic, if I had the choice, I actually wouldn't want the Sleeping Lion to glow. Because I've said this in a past video, I just don't know if it was one of the videos that got recorded. I don't know if it's one of the videos that got deleted. If I recorded it and had no sound, I don't know. But I essentially said that I don't hate it, but I don't care for the Keyblades to glow. That reminds me of another topic. I can't afford to forget. Sorry, I got to branch off here. Because if I forget, I'm not coming back. Another thing is in the stream, one commenter had said something like they wanted the voice acting to be over here in the North American version, and I have a problem with that. And I'm not going to say I have a problem with that just because I don't like it. No, here's the reason. Yeah. The reason I don't like that is because I would find it get extremely annoying to hear the same phrase every single time I'm using a medal. Like, as cool as it would be to hear the, "You're gonna lose it all, my friends are my power," and, things like that. That's all fine and dandy, but when you get done listening to that for the first 20 times, it'll start to get old. The only way I'd be okay with that being the global version would be if there's a way to turn it off. Because, again, that would just, see, me. That's why I don't like it. I didn't say it was a bad idea. I'm not saying I disagree just because I don't like the idea. I'm giving a reason why I don't like that idea. Because it would be annoying to me. Me. Ethanra, me. Not you, not your mom, not your dad, not the entire human population. Me. So, back to the Keyblade. Again, I personally don't like it when it glows. If I had the option to turn it off, I don't have time to wait. If I had the option to turn it off, I would, simply because, where's the other search ghost? Because it doesn't look good to me, like on its own. Oh, cool. Oh, well, doesn't matter, they finished. It doesn't look cool to me on its own because it's glowing. Like, in case you couldn't tell by my overall look, I'm more into fashion souls. I prefer to look good versus being practical. The perks in this game aren't that important, except for maybe the skill one, but even then, your traits on your Keyblade and stuff, yes, absolutely, but you as a character, maybe not so much. So, getting back on track here, since my Keyblade is glowing and my character is not wearing Kingdom Hearts 2 Tron armor, it just doesn't look very good to me. I'd rather it look like it did before. I'd rather just have it, I don't know the exact level, so let's just say 334, where it looked like this but not glowing. If I had the option, I would rather have it just look like that, because at least that way it doesn't kind of stand out too much. I'm not saying it's bad, though, because like I mentioned in the other video, it does not clash as much as the Fenrir. I've seen how the Fenrir looks, or look, right up there, the Stroke of Midnight is not, like, clashing the way it glows, so I don't mind the way that one looks. Yeah, see, it looks fine. It looks good. But again, the Fenrir, it does glow green because of Mako, and I think it's, I take that back, I have heard it in the Advent Children movie, but I don't remember what exactly they say. I think it's Mako? I don't remember. So, sorry for saying that wrong. I honestly don't recall. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but in the movie, go by whatever they called it there. But yeah, that's why it glows green. And the Divine Rose, it probably looked better if it glowed green, but I understand why it glows red, because rose, but it still clashes with the overall color. I know, silly things to talk about, but still. Again, I'm just stating my reasons why I don't like it. I'm not just disliking it just to dislike it. I'm not disliking it because it's stupid or anything like that. I'm giving reasons why I don't like it. I hope you all are picking up these heavy hints I'm dropping. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the video after this. I think I've talked long enough. I pretty much said everything I needed to say, I believe. I'm trying to recall if there's anything else in that stream I wanted to bring up besides the ungrateful players. I don't think so. Oh, well, I guess I should end on this. Yes, the Japanese version is getting more than we ever have. I'm not going to complain about that too much because I've already stated my point. And as I've also mentioned, we are getting better. The biggest testament to that was how we're actually getting decent daily jewel rewards. You know, back in the day, it was like 50, 50, 50, 100, 200. That was terrible. So at the very least, we're getting, that has changed. Has anyone said anything about that? Nope. We want 25,000 jewels and 110 Mickey and B's. You know, they actually make me think of what Luxord said, just in case I said his name wrong, Luxord said about the Grim Reaper Heartless. He described it as a, how did he word it? Man, I wish I could remember exactly how he worded it. I actually said it before, but I don't remember it. But essentially what he called the Grim Reaper Heartless was saying that it had endless gluttony. It was, well, so I said gluttony, I meant greedy, but I thought gluttony because it like eats the coins. But he was saying that it is a, oh, I remember now. He called it a variable maelstrom of avarice. That was his way of saying that it was essentially endlessly greedy. That is exactly like what majority of the Kingdom Hearts community, or at least the Union Cross community, is like. Endlessly greedy. Don't appreciate nothing. Enough is never enough. More is never enough. As a matter of fact, I should have went ahead and posted a tweet. Not that anyone would care, but I should have posted a tweet that even if they gave us 100,000 jewels, not people would be satisfied for about 3 weeks and then go right back to complaining. I know they would, because that's how they are. So it's sad that's the state it's in, but at the same time, there are some good players. Like you saw some people being friendly in Union Cross. Eternia plays this game, so, you know, not all of them are bad. But that's enough for now. I hope I didn't ruffle any feathers making my points, but again, at least I gave my reasons. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.